Hey guys, how are you guys doing today? So I thought for today's video that I wanted, instead of just sitting down and not really doing anything while I talk to you guys, I figured I wanted to make a banana bread, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. My boyfriend, he really enjoys my banana bread, so whenever I have bananas that are ripe enough, I make banana bread for him, and he really appreciates it. And I also wanted to, the topic of today's video is like spirituality and what I believe in spirituality. I just kind of wanted to open up a conversation about it. I love talking about this stuff with people, and like the more opinions I get from other people, it helps broaden my opinion of it as well. So I really appreciate the talks, the deep talks with people. That's like really what I love to do. Okay, so with the banana bread, first off, some key points that you really want to remember. Bananas. You want your bananas, the more spots on them, the better when it comes to banana bread, because with the spots, it means that the sugars have developed inside the banana, and they break down easier, and they're just sweeter. So you want usually for your recipe, you're going to have 3 to 4 bananas, and you can kind of switch it up depending on how moist you like your banana bread. I usually do all 4 just because I like the moist banana bread, and so does my boyfriend. So you'll want to take these out and just kind of have you a separate bowl for them. You want 3 bowls out because you have to do your dry mixture and your wet mixture separate. And your wet mixtures are like your sugars, and obviously your milks and stuff like that. So, and then you want another bowl for your flour and your dry ingredients. So today, I had a really strange dream last night. This is what has kicked off the thoughts about death and just like the afterlife and dreams and subconscious, because I don't know about you guys, but I have really vivid dreams, and I have experienced really vivid dreams for quite some time. And to me, okay, so like one aspect is I have a whole like town mapped out in my mind through my dreams. Like I've dreamt of this town many times, and I dreamt of it last night. I believe it's a mixture of all the places I've ever been that I'm dreaming of, but who knows. So I'm going to mash my bananas real quick. But last night I had a dream that I was being chased. Actually, I came to where I started the dream and where I can remember from is I was being like caught by the police for some reason. Like I was being like detained. I knew I was going to jail for like a really long time for some reason. And all of a sudden my boyfriend, he didn't look like, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but like in your dream where the person doesn't look like the person, but you can tell, you like have a feeling of that's a person you know. So like in my dream, my boyfriend, I knew it was him, but it didn't look like him. It kind of looked like him, but not, he didn't look like him, but I could tell it was him. He just had like his energy or whatever. And so he came up to me, and the cops, they were walking me down this road. It was a really busy street. They were walking me down the road and about to put me in a cop car, and my boyfriend, he came up next to me and he just grabbed my hand and we started running. And as we were crossing the street, there was cop cars all in front of us, and I was like, oh fuck, he's a cop. Like, he really just detained me. And I couldn't believe what was going on. And all of a sudden we get into his cop car and we start driving off, and we go a completely different way. And I realized we are running away from, like, he's like fleeing with me, even though he's a cop. And all of a sudden, you know, these cops, this lady's following us, this woman cop, and she's real close behind us, like bumper to bumper. And I turn around, and all of a sudden, as soon as I turned around, we get into a big ass car accident. Everything goes real slow motion, and I could feel myself dying. And as my body was like, as I was dying, I was physically waking up in real life, and it was like the biggest sense of relief that it was a dream. Like, you have no clue. Like, the thoughts that were going through my head in my dream while I was dying was like, oh my God, I didn't get enough time. I didn't do anything that I wanted to do. It's too early. I don't want to die yet. And then as I'm waking up, it's like the biggest sense of relief that it was a dream and I'm not dead. And so all day my mind's kind of just been in a funk. Like, I've just been like having this weird feeling about today. I don't know. It's real strange. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about death. Hold on. We got to get to our next stage in our recipe. Let me grab my bowl, my other bowl. I'm going to put my bananas. I got the yellow. These are the Pioneer Woman bowls. I love the Pioneer Woman dishes. I guess every woman in America can agree. So I'm going to grab this big bowl, and this is going to be for my wet ingredients. I'm just going to like read off the ingredients so y'all, if you guys want to make this banana bread, you can. That way I don't have to keep like telling you guys what I'm doing. Okay, so the banana, I got my recipe here, and this is my own recipe, so you guys can but it's like just a basic banana bread recipe. So you want to preheat your oven to 325. Get a 9x5 loaf pan and a piece of parchment paper. You don't really need this, but it helps. But if you don't use that, you want to get something like this. This is Baker's Joy. This is like grease and flour mixed, or you can just use Crisco and like a coffee filter. You can use a coffee filter or anything and just like grease the bottom of the pan and the sides, and then get you some flour or powdered sugar or something like that and put it in the pan and knock it around, and then knock the excess out of the pan into the trash. So you want to do that before you do anything, because that, you know, that way you're just like, you can just go through your recipe. And another tip, have your butter, where's my butter? Have your butter and your eggs at room temperature. You want your cold ingredients, you want to pull them out probably like the day before. Or you definitely want your butter at room temperature because you have to cream it. So take your butter out the day before and let it sit. So that way, you know, when you press on it, it's still firm, but when you press on it, see it squishes like that? You want it to do that. That's how you know. Okay, so you got 1 cup of sugar and 1 stick of butter. Half a cup of butter is 1 stick. And then you cream those two together on their own, and then you add your 2 eggs one at a time. Okay, and then you mash your bananas in a separate bowl, and then you can add, once you've got the butter, eggs, and sugar mixed together, you add your bananas to the mix, and then in a separate bowl, you want to take one of these. This is a sifter, and you take your 2 cups of flour, your teaspoon of cinnamon, and your teaspoon of baking soda, baking powder, and salt. You want a teaspoon of all 3 of those, and you sift them together. You don't have to sift them, but the sifting makes it a lot finer mill, and you just get like a smoother batter. And so you mix those 3 together, those ingredients together in a separate bowl. And then you add, after you do the bananas, you add a tablespoon of milk. Now you can substitute, if you have like 1 banana or 2 bananas, but the recipe calls for 4 or 3, you can add 1 cup of vanilla yogurt or plain yogurt. That works as well. But then you add your flour mixture to your wet mixture. Now you just want to mix it until the flour just disappears. You don't want to sit here and keep mixing it forever. Otherwise, you're going to get like a really tough bread. So you just want to mix it until it's just barely mixed together. Okay, and then you put it in the oven 325 for an hour and 10 minutes. Now you want to check it with, I've got these things right here, these big skewers. You can use this or a sharp knife, whatever, and check the center. Let it cool, and then cut it. Okay, so back to our conversation on death. Now what I think happens after we die is... honestly, I really don't know, but like the only thing that my mind can ponder about and you know, it may seem conceivable is like the emotion you're holding on to at the moment of death. I believe that's the direction your afterlife goes to, or the maybe like, what do y'all think about parallel universes? You know, like, do you think it's plausible that when we dream, our spirits and our souls are going to a different plane of existence? What if that was a thing? Who knows, you know? It's just like, that's the big mystery about it, is none of us really know what's really going on and what reality is really like. And that's equal parts scary and fascinating to me. And I really, I've noticed a lot of people, they don't really like to get in on that conversation about death for some reason. And I know it is scary. It's like a scary thought to one day realize that you and everybody you know is not going to be here anymore. Like, we're just going to be a thought, a distant thought. And eventually we're all going to disappear, like the thought of us, unless you like invent some kind of like life-saving device or something like that, then yeah, you'll probably be remembered. But the rest of us, normal people, will just eventually be forgotten. But I think we all have to eventually be forgotten to make way for new things. Okay, so I'm going to take my mixture, or my mixer, and I'm going to mix this real quick, so I will be right back. Alright guys, I got my mixture done. I'm going to show you how it should look after you mix your eggs and sugar and stuff together. It should look like this. It should be like a pale yellow and real kind of fluffy. Now, oh, and I wanted to update you guys on my cigarette smoking. I got the right step I should be using. This is the first step. So this is 21 milligrams of nicotine over the course of 24 hours. So like, you know, you leave it on for 24 hours, and over that time, 21 milligrams of nicotine is put into your system. And it's really been helping curb the cravings. I've only had 2 cigarettes today, and it is 4 p.m. on Saturday. I've had a single pack of cigarettes last me the last 3 days since I've started this. And usually, before I started this, I was smoking close to 2 packs a day. So this is like helping me so much. But it is what's giving me really vivid dreams, so. But I enjoy them. Now, I'm going to take my flour. Let me move all this junk over so I can have some fucking room. Excuse you, sir. Excuse me. Okay, I've just got the plain white lily flour, all-purpose. Nothing special. So, you guys like banana bread, or like, what kind of breads do y'all like? The other day I made a pumpkin roll. My daughter really likes pumpkin rolls. It's kind of just like a big Swiss roll. It's like a sheet cake, a pumpkin sheet cake with like pretty much cream cheese frosting, and then you roll it, and it's like a big Swiss roll cake. Swiss cake roll. Man, my throat is dry. So we take our little sifter, the way I do it is I put 1 cup of flour in first, and then in the center of that you mix your salt, blah 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 blah, baking powder and all that. So it's 1 teaspoon. Oops. Teaspoon of salt. Put that on the flour. Now from my last time I made this, I fucked up and I accidentally put the 2 cups of flour in all at once, and man, that was a mess. So take that. And I'm so sorry you guys about that fucking Walmart vlog. Oh my god. I'm just so not used to vlogging in public. Like, shit, I'm barely used to vlogging just by myself. Even it's still kind of weird for me. So, trying to vlog in public was, like, so awkward. So, because, man, people like to fucking stare. Even when I'm not, even when I'm just walking, you know, by myself, not filming myself, people stare at me. So, I felt super uncomfortable doing that. I'm going to try again next time. So, hopefully I can get it. And then I tried to film again after. And my boyfriend was saying some dirty junk, you know, so I couldn't put that on the internet. Because he was being a fucking pervy. Pervy. We're going to do our cinnamon. Cinnamon. Accoutrement. Scusi. Jixie. I'm so bored, you guys. But what can you do? I really hope one of you guys makes this banana bread. And if you do, let me know. Because banana bread is the shiznit. Okay, so now we take this. This is my favorite part. Oh wait, I needed that flour still. What was I doing? Why did I do that? Okay, we're 17 minutes in. Man, this is going to be quite the video, isn't it? But hey, I think this is going to be fun. And maybe I can convince my daughter to film with me. Because I'm trying to teach her how to cook. But she's at that age where she thinks I'm so lame and I'm not cool. And she doesn't want to hang out with me anymore. And it's all about her phone and her friends. So, but all kids grow up and that's just life. So, see, I did it again. I overfilled it. Now I gotta do this like strategic so I can try to get some of this out of here without making a mess. Fuck. I'm such a stupid idiot. I started a couple plants the other day. I didn't start them outside. I started them inside. I started my lavender and also rosemary. So, yeah. That is going to be cool. Hopefully they don't die. And hopefully I can have some fresh lavender so I don't have to buy it at my local witch shop anymore. Because that shit is expensive, honey. God, why am I talking like that? I'm such a retard. Hello? But yes, I have a green thumb. I got a pickle, I got a pickle, I got a pickle, hey, hey, hey. Y'all remember that? I know y'all remember that. Don't you, Jaxie? Okay, I think we've got it down enough to where it's not going to make a mess if I do this. perfect. Oh. Still a little on the iffy side. We got this, we got this. You know, I'm really missing my mom and my stepdad lately. My family in general. Me and my sisters, I've got an older sister and younger sister. We have been fighting for the past few months because those bitches wanted to gang up on me. And then before I could defend myself, they just blocked me on everything. So I'm like, and this just came out of nowhere. Like literally, I think I said one thing to my sister and she totally like flipped out on me. But that's cool, because she can be a bitch all she wants. I'm not going to be the one that says sorry first this time, because I'm always the one that says sorry, and I'm sick of her being that way towards me. And then, you know, I went up there to visit, and I stayed with my sister for a week on, week off. And she had the audacity, y'all. She had the fucking audacity to tell me that she thought that I was only there and I was just using her to see my son. Her nephew, who she never sees, who, you know, she treats her boyfriend's kids better than any child, any niece or nephew in the family. And, you know, this is what really irritates me about my sister. Both of them. Okay? We're all three of us, we came from like literally nothing. Literal shit pile, disgusting people around us. Like nobody had, no adults in our life had any ambition. Like everybody was just a piece of shit, okay? And we lived with a bunch of pieces of shit, and everyone was a piece of shit. Fast forward 15, 17 years later, all three of us are doing good. We all have our own houses. None of us are on drugs. You know, everyone's doing good besides my mom. Well, my sisters, they both have really good jobs. My little sister is a paralegal, and my older sister is, she works at like a halfway house or some shit. Okay? And they live in Alaska, so the pay range up there is a lot. Well, all of a sudden they got money and they think they are better than me completely, because I don't have a real 9-to-5 job. But, you know, I'm the artistic one of the family. I'm the black sheep. I'm the weirdo. I'm the one that never fits in. And, you know, they have a closer relationship than I do. They actually live in a duplex. In the same duplex. They both live right next door to each other. And, you know, I've just always been the black sheep. And now they think they're like 100% better than me. But anyway, I don't even know why I'm talking about that. But let me know down below what y'all think. I'm going to finish, I'm just going to put this is my dry mixture. And then I've got my wet mixture. I'm going to combine them, put them in my pan, put it in the oven for an hour and 10 minutes, and then you got banana bread. So I hope you guys enjoyed this cooking lesson with me and little stories on the afterlife and spirituality and all that. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.